Ready to level up? Chumba Casino is your playbook to fun. It's free to play with no purchase necessary. Enjoy hundreds of online social games like blackjack, slots, and solitaire. Anytime, anywhere with fresh releases every week. Whether you're at home or on the go, let Chumba Casino bring the excitement to you. Plus, get free daily login bonuses and a free welcome bonus. Join now for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Play Chumba Casino today. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. TNCs apply.
You will dream it.
Yo, they want to know.
Hey.
Real.
Hey.
Real. Come on.
Hey. I want to be famous.
Welcome to Who Weekly, the podcast where you'll learn everything you need to know about the celebrities you don't. I'm Bobby Finger.
I'm Lindsay Weber. Ooh. I'm Lindsay Weber. My voice.
Ooh, I thought you were saying ooh to yourself.
I was. I sounded bad, so I wanted to do it again. I'm Lindsay Weber.
And last night were the Actor Awards, formerly known as the Screen Actors Guild Awards. And I just wanted to say, having watched the red carpet with Lindsay at Lindsay's apartment, anytime I saw someone and didn't know who they were, the answer was they're a landman.
That son of a bitch is a celebrity.
If I don't get into Alabama, I'm gonna die, Daddy. Swear to God, I'm gonna die.
You're not gonna die.
I'll die.
Are you two having sex?
Daddy,
Well, I had to ask,
of course.
and that's what I get for asking. Are you being careful?
Yeah, we have a rule and we stick to it.
I'm gonna regret asking you this, but what is this rule?
As long as he never comes in me, he can come anywhere on me.
I'm gonna go get a Dr. Pepper. You want anything?
No.
Even the one landman that we knew, Michelle Randolph, Bobby could not believe that it was her.
I said,
And
who's this blondie?
Even though we'd spoken about her a multitude, and I would say like 3 is a multitude of times
3
on this podcast, Bobby said, who is that woman? There was a brunette woman that was a land woman, and we had
Paulina
no
Chavez.
clue. And then we both were like, oh, it's the guy from A Star Is Born, Sam Elliott.
Sam
And that
Elliott.
was the only land person that we knew. We should call them land people. I feel like that's more correct.
The other land people, anytime you saw a person you were familiar with, but you weren't quite sure what they were doing at the SAG Awards or the Actor Awards, they're on Landman. Alli Larder, I said, what's Alli Larder doing there? Landman. What's Andy Garcia doing there?
Landman.
Sam Elliott, Landman.
So it was somebody you either didn't know or somebody who you couldn't tell why they were there. Like,
Yes.
what are you promoting? And the answer is Landman.
Landman.
Incredible. And I don't
Landman.
even know if they won anything. So congrats to Landman for just like mostly taking up air in the room, but not.
I don't pay attention to the television winners at the Actor Awards unless they're Kerry Russell. Then I'm like, okay, good for you.
I went to bed early because I turned it off. We did a beautiful live stream of the carpet, which was honestly, that's what I need people to be doing. I don't want you to be there the whole show because I want to be able to turn it off and go to bed if it's boring. I don't need you to be, I don't want to be there. You know what I mean? We just said, here's an hour. Here's like a little bit of a pregame. Let's just like talk some shit. Let's get you ready. Pre-show even. Let's watch Paige DeSorbo on mute.
It's the only way to watch her.
And
She's good on mute.
Rude. She was good on mute. People were like, she's not doing a job. I was like, well, I can't tell. I think she looks great. She's on mute. She's slaying this gig.
She's looking like she's sounding great.
Yes. And then when the show went on, it was like the clock ran out fast. You know, I did get into bed. I did say, I can't do this anymore. I'm bored.
You said, I'm Lindsay Weber, and I'm asleep.
It was, it got bad. It wasn't good. I mean, I'm just like, as an experiment, as a Netflix product, I didn't feel like they really brought what I wanted from the streaming giant.
I turned it off. I turned on Logan Lucky, and I was happy as a clam.
Logan Lucky?
I love Logan Lucky. I'm reading this Deadline story. CBS's Yellowstone spinoff, Marshals, reveals Monica Dutton's fate in premiere. Can I read you the lead?
Yeah, there's like 45 landmans too, because there's also Ransom Canyon, there's also 1923, and now there's the new one, which is, what did you say? What's it called?
Marshals. But Ransom Canyon isn't a Taylor Sheridan. It's
I know. I'm
Sheridan
yeah, but I mean in spirit. These are all the same
in
show.
spirit.
In spirit, yes.
This is a Taylor Sheridan, and I want to read this beginning to you. Sorry, if you watch Marshals and don't want spoilers for the premiere, then skip ahead
If you
30
watch
seconds,
Marshals and don't want spoilers.
then you don't listen to this show. Okay. Luke Grimes is back as Casey Dutton, the character he played for 5 seasons on Taylor Sheridan's Yellowstone, but this time in more of a procedural format. Marshals, formerly known as Marshals, debuted on CBS tonight, and the spinoff of the Paramount Network drama finally revealed the fate of Grimes' former on-screen wife, Monica Dutton, played by Kelsey Asbill. In the opening scene, Casey Dutton wakes up in an empty room after a dream where, as a U.S. Navy SEAL, he is screaming, "Monica, where are you?" He then spends most of the first act caring for his teenage son Tate, played by Brecken Merrill. I know your mom was better at this, he said. I want to get to this one specific line. One line.
Okay.
There's early references to how tough things have been in Montana since Yellowstone ended with Dutton telling a cow, quote, "You gotta keep moving and forget how cruel life is."
He told the cow that.
He told the cow that. Later, viewers finally get confirmation that Monica is dead as Casey goes to her headstone. Here's the paragraph I wanted to read. Okay. Monica, who got traumatic brain injury in the first season of Yellowstone, died as a result of cancer due to the toxicity on the reservation. Casey tells Kate that his mom suffered. The only thing more cruel than losing a parent is losing the wrong one. I think I know what Yellowstone is about, and it's beyond anything I could ever comprehend.
Taylor Sheridan is the Brian Murphy for normal people. You know what I mean? And I don't want to investigate that, I don't want you to either. Just hear it, right? It's just normies out in the world loving a show about a marshal? What kind of marshal? A U.S. Navy SEAL
I'm
and rancher.
assuming like a U.S. Marshal, like a law enforcement officer.
A U.S. Marshal tasked with protecting Montana, the state.
Okay. Taylor Sheridan is the normie Ryan Murphy. I think Ryan Murphy's pretty normie.
Yeah, but
Is he red state Ryan Murphy? Is he just Republican Ryan Murphy? Maybe. Or is that not quite fair? Because I guess I do know plenty. Actually, that's not fair either. I don't really think that there's like a political divide when it comes to Taylor Sheridan. At least
that's why I'm saying
in
normies.
A way where you can make a huge generalization.
It's just an interesting.
Normier?
Sure. I just feel like there's a world of American horror that like people who watch maybe these Marshall shows don't know those people. Mm-hmm. They're looking at what's his face, the hot guy that everyone is noticing in he was also in The Moment. He was the social media guy in The Moment, and he's in The Beauty. What's his name?
Mm-hmm. I've looked up his name about 6 times.
Exactly, because you are a gay guy.
Isaac Cole Powell.
Okay, they're looking at Isaac Cole Powell and going, who the hell is that? And we're looking at Michelle Randolph saying, who is that? And we're just doing it over and over and over again until the end of time.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
It's totally fine.
You know? Okay, great. So see you there.
A stage name up on the marquees that rolls off the tongue with melodious ease. A stage name to bring you acclaim, to double your luck and to triple your fame. A stage name that says who you are, that tells the whole world, baby, I am a star. A stage name that's clever and clear and gracefully ages throughout your career. But here's the thing.
Okay, let's move on to the actual show. Gabriel Macht has partnered with Harvey. And if you don't know what Harvey is, it's a new AI company. I didn't either. I didn't know about it.
What's interesting about this, I'm not like in the business of being like every celebrity that does any sort of partnership like is going on this show. That's so boring. What's funny about this is they hired a guy from Suits to
played
like
Harvey.
To do the spokesperson, who played a guy named Harvey, who is like a lawyer, to be the spokesperson for a new like lawyer AI. Like that's how evil this is, where it's like, get the guy that people loved on Suits, not that guy, the other guy. Okay, the other guy. They liked him too, but he's the other guy. And he's not even, it's Meghan Markle, then that guy, then this guy. It's the other guy. Right? We'll name
I would say he might be the main guy, not counting Meghan Markle.
I disagree.
Although, no, Patrick Adams is probably...
I just said it's the other guy.
Gabriel Macht is first billed, but I feel like you're right that Patrick Adams is the one that people think about more. Okay.
It's the other guy. He's the third guy in culture.
He's the other guy.
But what's crazy is that they named this like fake lawyer after a fake lawyer. I would not be naming a fake lawyer AI after a fake lawyer. I just feel like that's bad strategy. So I'm talking to the fake lawyer from Suits. I don't want to do that. That's a TV show. I'm not trusting that guy with my I don't know, petty legal disputes. Do you agree?
I don't really understand. They didn't name... Did they name him? Because I'm reading the interview about, like, how did you come up with the name? Like, how did you partner with Gabriel Macht? And they never quite say that they named Harvey after Harvey on Suits. They more clearly say, well, it sounded kind of like Harvard, which could mess with people's brains. So, like, yeah, it was maybe inspired by this famous lawyer on a television show. They're not saying that they went that far. It almost seems like they had a list of names, and this one was the easiest one to clear, you know, and sure, it ticked a few of these other cultural boxes as well. But, like, I don't think they necessarily named it after this character on Suits. I just want to make that clear.
So. Well, I mean, maybe they didn't.
Because they say they didn't. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a sort of happenstance.
I don't know. It's a little bit too close for... They didn't just... Then they found a guy who played a lawyer named Harvey on TV who happened to be, like, a very, very, very popular show. I don't know.
Well, he goes, how did this partnership come about? Did Gabriel approach Harvey or vice versa? And the Harvey guys say, we had an initial discussion very on in Harvey's history, and it didn't go anywhere. But we revisited chatting more about what the possibilities could be a few months ago, and I'm happy we did. Gabriel was the person we wanted to do this brand partnership with, and it was fun to see how excited our customers were about it. So it's like, they said, oh, wouldn't it be great if we got the guy who played Harvey on the show about lawyers to be our Harvey guy? That could also work. It seems like it was just sort of like another possible pro for the name Harvey. But really, this interview makes it seem like they're more interested in it sounding like Harvard.
I haven't seen a celebrity partner with an AI that's like based on a fake character, is what I'm saying. Based on their like legacy playing a lawyer for 100 years. Like it's kind of funny to be trusting a fake lawyer and an actor who plays a fake lawyer for like real law advice and direction, especially from a fake lawyer itself, which is an AI. You know what I mean?
Which is, it's a fake lawyer representing a fake lawyer company.
It's fake lawyers all the way down is what I'm saying. Don't do this, right?
And also Gabriel Macht is kind of, I still think he will get shit for this. Everyone will, and like rightfully so. But, like, he'll get less public shit for this than someone more famous than he is. Like, he's kind of the perfect level of famous for this kind of thing. Because if he's less famous than Gabriel Macht, no one cares. Why would he get the job to begin with as being a celebrity spokesperson? If he's more famous, he gets in trouble for it.
Well, his entire thing is Spawn. His entire feed is like various Spawn projects. Like he has like a liquor brand that I feel like we've talked about. If you click on these, it's like one after the other. It's like he is not shy about selling garbage on social media. Like this is not the first. He did Mercedes, and he's doing big brands. Like he's doing Mercedes. He did the T-Mobile ad that they did for the Super Bowl. Remember? It's like, we're friends. Remember? You know, and some of us just remember Gabriel Macht as the guy from
Because I Said So.
Because I Said So, with the hand tattoo. But that's okay. And that's how we feel to him. And I don't want that guy doing my lawyering either. I really don't want that guy doing my lawyering. He was a musician.
I don't want Harvey to take jobs away from paralegals, which is what really scares me, because we need paralegals. I love paralegals.
Hi, I'm Gabriel Macht, and I'm here to talk to you about something incredibly important. My favorite brand new puzzle game, Royal Kingdom.
You see, I'm a bit of a puzzle enthusiast.
I can solve everything from pesky cubes to impossibly impossible crosswords to this humongous castle thingy. Royal Kingdom is not just another puzzle game. It's a whole new level of challenge.
Yes! No!
And there are never any ads,
Booyah.
Which means unlimited fun. I'm already about to beat level 759, and if that sounds like a ridiculously high level to you, well, that's because it is. Watch this.
Boom!
Moving on, McKenna Grace has never eaten pizza or a burger. I've been saying I can't get behind the McKenna Grace sort of rise in a particular generation or group of people, and this is further proof that I just don't care. I can't deal with someone who's never had pizza or a burger. This is all we're getting from her?
It's not that there's no desire. It's just like I've also never tried a burger. So it's not that there's no desire for these things. It just feels like
Stop it.
I want it to be the right burger. or
What
the
about
right chicken
horse?
wing.
You ever tried horse?
No, and I don't plan on trying horse.
Okay.
That sounds sad.
Listen, hold on.
You might not be allergic to it
We
if it's
need to
inside you.
curate the perfect, just like, week.
Well, she didn't have a burger because she was vegetarian. You got to look at the context. You can't just be like, "Oh my god, you didn't have pizza or burger? Like, what's wrong with you?" It's like, yeah, well, she was a vegetarian.
I've read the
7 years.
context. I've read the context.
So what's
I
your
just think that
problem?
like my problem is that this is the sort of headlines that are breaking out for McKenna Grace. When I see her in the news, capital N news, it's like McKenna Grace has never eaten a pizza or a burger, and I'm like, this isn't the type of celebrity that I need in my life. I need someone a little more interesting than hasn't eaten a burger.
This is from Parade Magazine, so let's be real. It's from Parade Magazine, and the headline is "Scream 7 star McKenna Grace makes a shocking confession," which I would argue is a really good headline. Then you realize that the shocking confession is that she hadn't eaten pizza or burger.
While they
And
were
it's-
tasting 3 different versions of buffalo cauliflower, Grace revealed that she had never had a burger in her entire life, sending the Good Mythical Morning crew into a state of shock and disbelief.
Or chicken wings. But she was like, I was a vegetarian for 7 years.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, she's about 8 years old. So it's like she's only been living 1 year longer without, it's time for her to start. She's not 8 years old, but you know what I mean? She's young. So it's like, okay.
Yeah.
I think what you're grasping at is that you have a general malaise and sickness of McKenna Grace. You're over McKenna Grace.
I think so.
I didn't know that McKenna Grace and Mason Thames were dating in real life. And I have to say
didn't
that
either.
changes things for me.
They hard launched in Paris. It's a real hard launch.
That's like incredible to me. They were in, of course, the most iconic movie. What's it called? Remember Me,
Regretting
Recall
You.
Me, Regretting You. They played love interests in that, and I would say he was the breakout star of that movie if you saw it, because you
I
said,
liked him
"Who's
in it."
that?" And McKenna Grace said was not that. I said, "Okay, enough of her, please." But
No.
you know what? You forget she's kind of an iconic rising star because she also had like a music career. She's done like all she's done lots of things, right? She had songs. Remember Buzzkill
That's it.
Baby? Did you ever listen to that?
Only because of the show.
Okay. Remember
Yes.
Loser?
Are you happy now that I'm so miserable? Isn't that what you wanted from me? Sadly, your love was conditional. You like to pick me apart like daisies. Left me crying in the bathroom on my birthday. Wish I never even met you in the first place. Now you only keep my number just to hurt me, leaving me all alone. You're such a boy's
Maybe I'm confusing that with Buzzkill Baby. I know that I've heard a couple of her songs before, but I don't remember the titles.
And she's in Scream 7, which I hear is a full disaster. And she is the star / she sang on a song, on like a metal song that's on the Scream 7 soundtrack.
follows me, constantly calling me.
I can't escape it.
Helplessly,
Hung up on history.
face to face with deja vu. When the ghost in me is you.
I thought that she was playing, because I haven't seen this movie,
Scream?
No, I haven't seen Scream 7. I thought that it was like, okay, so is she the one playing Nev Campbell's daughter, Sydney's daughter? But that's a completely different blonde woman.
No, I don't know who she's playing, and I honestly don't plan to find out. Not to be
No,
like
neither.
purposefully ignorant about it, but I really don't want to see Scream. She was just, though, this is where we were talking about her in the chat. She was just cast in Scooby-Doo. She was just cast as Daphne.
Now, this
And
is what
think-
I want to talk about.
And I think you said, I don't give a shit about that dog. What'd you say?
I think I may have said, I don't give a shit about that dog.
I think you said, I don't give a shit about that dog. So if you
Even
guys love
as a
Scooby-Doo,
kid, I
come for
didn't
Bobby.
like Scooby-Doo. It's
Yeah.
just a thing.
Yeah.
But McKenna Grace is taking her assignment quite seriously, because if you follow McKenna Grace on Letterboxd, which some people do, you will have noticed that her most recent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
It's
11,
all
12,
Scooby-Doo.
13 logs have been various Scooby-Doo titles from over time.
I have to say, you
She's
know what I'm
studying.
enjoying about her letterbox, just upon first glance? She's actually giving some honest ratings. Like Scooby-Doo, whatever this one is, only got 3.5 stars. This one
I know,
got
but
4. This one got 3.5. Again, 2.5.
Most of them are 4 and 5.
She gave She gave it 4.5, but she gave Dr. Sleep 4. I'm just seeing a little bit of usually these stars, they're just not being honest. They're giving kind of like everything's 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars. You know, they're just like, they're not like actually having an opinion. But she's giving some of these Scooby-Doo some varying responses. Do you know she stopped in her Scooby-Doo marathon to watch Lord of the Rings? She needed something else.
Oh yeah, right in the middle. Yeah. I also noticed that after watching Good Will Hunting, which she gave 4 stars, she watched Beverly Hills Chihuahua, which she gave 5. So McKenna Grace has interesting taste.
Right, that's what I'm saying. The little distinctions between the stars is where you got to find some of the truth. So are we standing McKenna Grace? I can't actually.
I'm not going to go that far. It's not that I'm not willing to stand McKenna Grace after especially Regretting You. I actually think that Colleen Hoover movies, now that I'm sort of like familiarizing myself with their with their vibes, I think they have the ability to sort of like be so weird that you can't help but leave the movie sort of like more enamored with the actors than you were before, because they're just such strange like experiences. Like, I don't like Micah Monroe, but I'm looking forward to seeing the new one because of him, because of them. It's him. It's all him. Whatever one is coming out with her, because I could be like, this could be the thing that finally makes Micah Monroe click for me. She's been in a million horror movies, but it took this Colleen Hoover adaptation for me to say, she's doing something interesting here. They're just so weird and uncanny.
I just like when they force young stars to like pretend like they're dating and then they actually just like end up dating. Because like before Regretting You came out, they made them do all these funny TikToks together or whatever. And everyone was like, oh, wow. Oh, and then she said, no, we're not dating, I think. The viral hard launch denial from McKenna Grace. Let me read this. McKenna Grace poked fun at the internet's agony in waiting for the two to go official. During the Regretting You premiere, Access Hollywood asked Grace if the movie where Thames and his name, Mason Thames, where Thames and Grace have plenty of steamy moments. They really don't. Was their hard launch as a couple? Wait, how would the movie be their hard launch? That's a movie. That's fake. Oh my God.
The misunderstanding of what a hard launch is like, it's still a problem.
Grace, flustered, winked and kept everyone waiting a little longer, but the internet ran with it. What? Oh God, hardcampus.com, get a grip. There's just like, as far as this hard launch is, there's a photo of them and in front of the Eiffel Tower, and she's kissing his cheek. Do you think that says anything?
But she's kissing his cheek while sort of grabbing his chin and shutting her eyes. It is, while being a cheek kiss, it's not like the friendly tap cheek kiss. Cheek kiss.
Okay.
You see, she's like pulling herself up to him, eyes shut, hair down, Eiffel Tower behind them.
You're being so body language expert. Yeah.
I just think that there are certain cheek kisses that wouldn't suggest the things that this cheek kiss is suggesting. You know what I mean? Look, they posed with a very European Mickey Mouse that doesn't look quite like Mickey Mouse.
And
it's getting around copyright law.
Drawn, and she's holding roses, which implies somebody gave her roses, which implies that maybe he gave her roses. In the photo with Mickey Mouse, they're with a different person in the photo, so it isn't, this.
Oh, you cropped the other person out?
Well, I'm just not even sure if this is the real hard launch that we're kind of implying. There's a lot of reaching. There's a lot of reach here, don't you think?
I mean, I'm always wary of the hard launch, but this photo isn't making me suspicious. This photo is coming close to convincing me. I'm not all the way there, but I feel pretty convinced that this is a real hard launch.
Don't be fooled. It was obvious the moment she posted a TikTok video kissing him. Oh yeah, that was like the TikTok that made everyone crazy before the movie came out.
Made everyone crazy. McKenna Grace's TikTok kissing Mason Thames.
It really did.
Have you talked to Matthew Lillard about Scooby-Doo and playing Daphne? And what advice did he give you?
I'm actually so excited. He was like, have you met Sarah yet? And I was like, no. And he's like, would you want that? I was like, maybe. I don't know, Matt. He's actually the coolest ever. I've been like the biggest fan of his forever. So I was so excited to meet him like on Five Nights and then also on this. And now it's Scooby. He was actually, other than like my family and my like two nearest and dearest, he was the first person I told because we were over at Kevin Williamson's house and I pulled him to the side and I was like, hey, by the way, this is going to be like our third thing that I'm doing that involves you.
I want to be famous.
I'm so excited to talk about one of our sponsors, Koyuchi. Koyuchi is in a league of its own when it comes to bedding, bath, and home products. Their organic sateen and flannel sheet sets are the key to more comfortable, healthier sleep all year round. I will say that beyond those, I have the Percale sheets, and I love them.
The robe.
And I have the robe. Well, I love the waffle robe, and I love the Percale sheets. A lot of sheets these days, have you noticed, when you wash and dry them, they kind of rip. They're very thin. They're not very well made. And my Koyochi sheets are not only lasting in the washer and dryer, they're getting softer with every wash.
That's because of their 35-year-old heritage, their extraordinary quality, and their commitment to ethical production. All Koyochi sheets are made from natural fibers and certified to be free of toxins and harmful chemicals. They're incredibly soft and gentle on your skin with effortless style. From the subtle sheen of their sateen to the velvety brushed cotton flannel. With every wash, they get softer, as Bobby just said. There's no pilling, no tearing, and they're crafted to last. If you want healthy, organic, luxury bedding that lasts a lifetime, you need Koyuchi. Get 50% off your first order when you visit koyuchi.com/who. That's koyuchi.com/who to get 15% off. koyuchi.com/who.
Hi, this is Jill Schlesinger, CBS News business analyst, certified financial planner, and the host of the Jill on Money podcast. With the new year upon us, there's no better time to take control of your financial life. And the Jill on Money podcast is here to help. It's your questions that make it possible for me to provide unconventional and, I hope, entertaining insights on your money and, more importantly, on your life. Follow and listen to Jill on Money wherever you get your podcasts.
Fewer, better pieces. That's the philosophy I've been living by, and Quince makes it easy. Everything feels elevated, well-made, and thoughtfully designed. It's not about keeping up with the trends when it comes to shopping for clothes. It's about getting stuff that's made to last, getting stuff that will go with everything, getting stuff that you'll have and wear and treasure for many, 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 many seasons to come. From 100% European linen pants to cotton cashmere sweaters, gauze tops, and crisp cotton poplin, Quince staples are versatile and timeless. They work directly with ethical factories, skipping the middlemen. You're paying for real quality, not brand hype. The zip-up hoodie that I got from Quince recently, I'm wearing it all the time, in the house, out of the house, and I know I'll be wearing it for seasons to come. So stop waiting to build the wardrobe you actually want. Right now, go to quince.com/who for free shipping and 365-day returns. That's a full year to wear it and love it, and I know you will. Now available in Canada, too. They love Canada down, as Tate McRae might say. Don't keep settling for clothes that don't last. Go to quince.com/who for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/who.
I want to be famous.
Benny Okay. I have an issue. We have another issue. The podcast industry is such a disaster.
Not ours.
I saw all this and not ours. In such a weird order, because it was like the first thing I saw from this was like a viral photo of Benny Blanco's the dirty soles of his feet on the couch, and people were like, oh, not this, or that's not, or whatever. And then I saw something about him farting, and then it was like, oh, Benny Blanco has a podcast. Then step 4 or 5, I finally click it to watch, and I'm like, this is neither pod nor cast nor reality
exactly
show.
This is
an entirely new thing that is mostly just a reality television show.
Well, I think it's actually interesting. They're fucking with the format. They're doing something a little bit interesting on YouTube. It's like they put cameras all around that guy Dave, who had a TV show that people really loved. Dave.
Josh loved that show. Yeah,
Dave. Mm-hmm. He's friends with Benny Blanco, who was on Dave, and people played themselves on Dave. It was a little. I would say like Dave ended up being kind of Curb Your Enthusiasm for a new generation, but like underappreciated in its time.
Yeah,
maybe. I don't know if it will be appreciated, but when I watched it, I was like, oh, this is actually an interesting format. Whatever. Point is,
Lil Dicky.
But Dave, his name is Dave. Mm-hmm. He was like also a fake / real rapper. But he did release music, so he was kind of a real rapper, but also kind of a fake rapper.
Mm-hmm.
So
he's a real rapper who plays a fake rapper, which is a sort of confusing line, but yes.
Totally. Right. So Benny Blanco and him are friends. They have this new show on YouTube. The show is like they put a bunch of like cameras in somebody's house. I think it's Dave's house, and it's filming them. And they're like talking about stuff and they're doing stuff, and that's it. Is it it's not a podcast. They don't even call it a podcast. They call it the pilot episode, and the show is called Friends Keep Secrets. It definitely isn't scripted.
I feel like it might be I watched more than I'm more than I wanted to.
Was it scripted?
Mainly, not because I liked it, but because I was sort of like, this is so strange. This is so weird. I couldn't tell what the tone was. I couldn't tell if it was scripted or not. It sort of seemed to me that it was maybe like bulleted in a Curb Your Enthusiasm way, where it's like they have the beats that they need to get through, and then they're sort of improvising along the way. And then along with some more genuine improv built in, like maybe Benny's farting. But like, it's a very weird... And the weird thing about it is that, like, maybe if you just listen to it, it could work like a podcast because everyone has a mic attached to their lapel. But the video is so weird because it's like some of the video looks like you're watching a traditional vlog with someone with a camera on their computer facing the couch. But then some of the shots are like you're watching The Real World or Jersey Shore where there's cameras in the corners of the building.
It looks
so
like,
you're like
Love Island
weird.
And it looks like Terrace House. They have those little cameras. If you could actually see them in frame where they move, where they actually can scan and somebody is operating them kind of live as you go.
And they're kind of they're kind of wobbly. They're like they're jittery.
Yeah. And then there's always kind of the issue with foreground and background where it's like the cameras are always trying to like actually zoom in or like figure out how to create a shot where it's like people are standing awkwardly. And what even are they talking about? I don't even know. But the internet went crazy because there's a part of this 49-minute video in which Benny Blanco is on the couch and you can see his like the bottoms of his feet. That's reality, babes. Look at the bottoms of your feet.
Yes.
You know? They're like, we can see your dirty feet. And then he's like, I wonder if the camera can pick me up farting. And he farts. And I'm like, if you didn't know this was a gross guy, you're not looking in the right direction. He gives gross guy.
No, every time we make a podcast, are we going to have to come down?
We can just talk
Definitely
naturally.
stop calling it that.
Here's my way. We're in.
Okay.
Hey.
Hey, why'd you say hey?
Okay, let me start again.
To me, just be yourself. Be true to the reality of the moment of life that you're living in.
I might come with like a new personality.
Now is the time.
What do you think I should be like?
I think you should be, like, really intellectual.
What do you mean? Isn't that what I already am?
It is.
No, it's not. But I think
It's not?
I think being anything other than your truest
I think
self.
you should be like a political type person.
Who do you think I am?
Man. I think you're a dick and fart man.
They call it a podcast. I don't.
Who does? The Friends?
The
On the
Friends.
show?
The Friends
well,
Keep Secret podcasters call it the Friends Keep Secret podcast. But only when it's a podcast. See, that's confusing. You have the episodes that are video, but then I guess okay. So the
We're done
line
figuring
that they're
this out.
making
It's
is
a
that
YouTube
when it's
show.
audio, it's a podcast. When it's on YouTube, it's a YouTube show, but it is the same
But
content.
no one's listening to it on audio. They just are distributing it also via RSS. Let's not get into the things. The point is that no one cares about that because they're just reporting it straight up as Benny Blanco shows feet on pod, which is funny because it's like shows feet on pod. I'm also showing feet on pod. You just can't see them because this is audio only. You know what I mean? Technically, my feet are out.
And then the woman who I was like, what is this? Who is this other woman? Because it's Dave and it's Benny Blanco and then it's a woman.
A third woman.
Kristen Badalucco, who is Lil Dicky / Dave's wife in real life.
Yeah.
But when this was announced last week, a couple weeks ago, The Hollywood Reporter, Lil Dicky and Benny Blanco have a new podcast and some thoughts about this headline. But then it goes in the subhead, so the headline calls it a podcast, and it says Blanco, Dave Bird, and his wife, Kristen Badalucco, have rolled out a new multimedia interview series. Which is like, okay, you can't call it a podcast and then a multimedia interview series in the next sentence. What is it?
It's neither of those
And then the
things,
rest
which
of
is
the
what it
story, which I have not read in full, is them saying it's a podcast, but not really. But what is a podcast? And podcasts are changing. And who knows what a podcast is these days? I'm participating in a discourse that I shouldn't be participating in. Yeah.
But this is not this is not even the topic. No one even cared
We're talking
about
about dirty feet and farting.
In celebrity media, no one gave a shit what the format was. That's not our business. That's not my business. My business is that he showed his full feet, bottoms of his feet, and farted on the mic. And that's all that was reported in celebrity media. They don't care what this is. They just care about the headline.
And then Ivy Wolk posted on her Instagram, y'all don't understand the charm of dating a guy who is a little gross when you're a chronically ill girl. Because when you're having diarrhea and throwing up and getting surgery, he's not shaken. Y'all won't get it. I was like, that's astute.
I saw a lot more discourse about that in some Reddit thread, and I was like, that's genius. It's a genius observation. You know what I mean?
I was like, that's a beautiful observation. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like a guy with dirty feet and who's like farting does not care what you've got going on. You know what I mean? And that's beautiful. Yeah. And that's beautiful. I come to every day on this earth that I exist, I grow more and more endeared to the couple that is Benny Blanco and Selena Gomez. What do you feel?
No, I don't think that
disagree?
I don't think my heart is growing as quickly as yours is. Like in a Grinch-like way.
Okay, I said every day. It's a long life I lead.
But
a little bit.
My willingness to appreciate Benny Blanco and Selena Gomez's love now is greater than it was, let's say, a year and a half ago. I'll give it that.
Okay, so that's literally what I just said. It's a slow.
Yours makes it seem like every day you wake up and you're like, a little bit more, a little bit more. I love them a little bit more.
It's a very little amount. I'm just saying, as time passes, I feel more and more. You know, like at first I was kind of like, what, like everybody else, but now I'm seeing it. It's a little bit more of a context thing.
Can I tell
What?
You're gonna cut this.
Future Lindsay here? No, I'm not.
Like fully a year ago, I was on Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts, and I got targeted by this like random woman who's like, you know those like Dole pineapples that are pink on the inside? Have you seen these?
Yes. Yeah.
She's like, I want to grow one of these pink Dole pineapples myself, and for some reason I started watching the video, and it involved her like taking the seeds out of it and then trying to germinate them. And then it's this very long, like 3-minute video of her taking the seeds out, trying to germinate them on paper towel. And she's like, and then you're going to spray these every day, keep them moist. And then when they germinate, you're going to transfer them to soil. Then you're going to grow a pineapple. But then the video is like 3 minutes long and nothing happens in it. And I was sort of like, I can't believe I watched a 3-minute video where there is no conclusion. It's just her teaching you how to like potentially germinate these seeds from a Dole pink pineapple. I forget about this. Okay? Like it's a year. And then a couple of days ago, I'm on YouTube and I'm scrolling my shorts. Or maybe it was my Reels, it doesn't matter. And I recognize this girly and she's like, update on my Dole pink pineapple. And I'm like, oh my God, I haven't thought about this pink pineapple in a year. And it is this 2-minute thing of her talking about like the incremental growth of these seeds. And then eventually they just get covered in black mold and she abandons the entire project entirely. And the reason that I bring this up,
I'm waiting,
is because your adoration for Benny Blanco and Selena Gomez is much like those seeds sitting in wet black mold paper towel. They're growing something, but they're not turning into a pink Dole pineapple, you know?
That you knew that was gonna be a huge waste of time, and yet you barreled forward.
I know that you appreciate sort of like algorithmically based traps.
Yeah, you got trapped by this woman and her pineapple.
Yes.
She said, come back for part 4,000, and you said, I'll be there.
No, even worse. If there had been 4,000 parts, I would have been into
watched all
it.
of them.
There were only 2 parts spread over for the course of 1 year, which is crazy.
That sucks. That means she had a little integrity, which I don't appreciate when you're doing parts. You got to go all out, 25 parts. Here we go. Okay, all right, so check in with me for part 400 of how I feel about Benny Blanco and Selena Gomez next week on Who Weekly is what we're saying.
This is a pink pineapple, and someone out there one day just decided that you can't legally grow them at home. They even cut the crowns off the top to make sure the average consumer doesn't grow them in their own backyard at their own free will and break the rules. They're patented, which means they're legally protected, kind of like intellectual property, but for plants. And whoever decided that you can't legally grow a fruit at home is crazy. But there is a gray area. Because technically, if I'm not selling them for a profit, then I'm good to grow the seeds inside at my own leisure.
Let's move on to relationships. We literally only did 3 non-relationship stories, including the Actor Awards. And honestly, I'm not mad about that.
That's fine.
We were gone for a week and nothing happened? You're telling me we were gone for a week and nothing happened? It's crazy.
I did notice that. I didn't really notice it until you said that to me at your apartment yesterday when I was like, oh my God. And I was like, I barely even like thought about the episode tomorrow. I'm like such a little slacker. I gotta like get back in the dock and like whatever. And you were like, guess what? there's not much. We were gone for a week and nothing happened. And I was like,
it's crazy.
I was both relieved and sort of bummed because I thought there would be this like treasure trove of stuff, and there just hasn't been.
What's the opposite of all this is happening when Lauren's out of town? You know, like what's the opposite of that? That's what happened to us. The Hadron Collider.
Nothing was happening while Lauren was away. Unfortunately.
What did you guys do last week? Nothing? Celebrities? All of you? Nothing? You were all getting ready for the actor awards? Like, what are you doing? Where's the drama? I mean, Shia LaBeouf was arrested. I don't want to talk about that. Like, stuff did happen, but it's like nothing that I want to talk about. Like, nothing
interesting. All the stuff
interesting.
that did happen was like pretty horrendous and bleak.
People died. Like, yeah. It's like, it's nothing was fun, right? Like, we come back after a week of being away, and the story we have to lead with is McKenna Grace didn't eat a hamburger her whole life. That's crazy.
Now you understand why I was so annoyed by that headline?
Do we have some good celebrity relationship stuff going on? I see Pink on here.
Alexandra Daddario. I'd say cut the segment, but there's not much else to leave in. So
you know you're desperate when you leave the Alexandra Daddario segment. This is the one and only time we're leaving it because literally we're desperate.
Alexandra Daddario said, "Bad form, Andrew form," and they're getting a divorce.
I remember when they got married because it was like
Me
3 years ago.
because it was like 3 years ago. Yeah.
Didn't they get married in New Orleans?
Can't speak to that.
Okay.
But that actually sounds right.
They had a kid too since then. It's been a few years.
Mm-hmm.
They are getting a divorce. The most notable thing about this couple is this post, which you found, in which
I remember this, but Timmy put it in for like a reference.
But we talked about it at the time because at the time she posted Instagram of herself pregnant, and she wrote, "Excited for my child to go to preschool with Margot Robbie and Hailey Bieber's kids." That was the caption of the like birth announcement for her child. And everybody was like, girl, what? Who are you? And what is, like, what an interesting way to phrase this. Do you know what I mean? Because you're like famous, but you're also not. So, or you're like, you're unrecognizable, but you're also famous. And someone retweeted it. Shout out to Iris Lewinsky and wrote, no, your Kia child will go to Kia preschool. This was years ago too.
Years ago. And I hadn't thought about it in a while, but it did make me laugh.
Kia preschool is really good, man.
The only other thing that's notable about this relationship is that Andrew Form, before being married to Alexandra Daddario, was married to Jordana Brewster.
Yes, of course.
And he's a movie producer, so he produced Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning, which is where he met Jordana Brewster. Then they got married. Then they got divorced like 7 years later. And then 4 years after that, he met Alexandra Daddario. I think something like that.
Wait, can I read you the beginning of a comment on this People article that I think is fun? 8 days ago, the user She's Really Mean posted. The username is She's Really Mean, one word. I previously admired Alexandra Daddario, but my perspective has changed over time based on repeated reports, observed public behavior, and personal experience. Numerous individuals who claim to have met her described her as dismissive or unapproachable when not on camera. I personally encountered her at the San Diego Comic-Con, where she did not acknowledge fans attempting a respectful interaction. While no public figure is obligated to engage at all times, the consistency of these accounts has contributed to a growing negative perception. I guess her husband had enough of it. As I heard, they are split up. I guess my statements were correct about her attitude off camera. Sorry. It goes on.
Okay, keep going.
Wait, really? You want me to keep reading
this?
Yeah,
please. I want to keep hearing this.
AI-assisted comment. Questions surrounding her acting ability also persist. Many of her roles appear to rely heavily on physical appeal rather than demonstrable range or depth. And it is difficult to imagine a major film in which her performance alone was the primary draw. Oh my God, this is dragging her to hell. This has led to criticism that her career has benefited more from image than from talent. Her public persona further complicates this perception. Frequent use of profanity in interviews and online content can come across as unrefined, and even individuals within her professional circle have commented that she's becoming increasingly difficult to relate to. Okay, last paragraph. There also appears to be inconsistency in her approach to privacy and public presentation. When she has shared extensive personal content, including privacy updates and images of her child, other details such as her child's name remain private. Additionally, the continued circulation of images from her mid-20s rather than her current age-appropriate representations feel unnecessary. That's an amazing comment. That's an essay.
I can't decide whether or not that is AI or human.
It feels like a human that had the comment expanded by AI.
Yeah.
You know? Like
a human gave AI
this
some
bitch
bullet
thinks
points.
that, blah, 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 and like wrote something really mean and crude and then said it to AI, like, can you make this sound like it's a form written letter to a landlord or something? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it turned it into that, which I did enjoy reading, unfortunately.
I clicked on the People story that you're reading, which is headlined, Alexandra Daddario and Andrew Form split after 3 years of marriage will, quote, continue to co-parent exclusive.
Yeah.
And it has a bunch of comments.
Yeah. Unfortunately, She's Really Mean only wrote one comment 8 days ago, and that was it. They made this throwaway account just to comment a mean comment about Alexandra Daddario. There is a comment that says who. It's fun for us. 9 days ago. Who? Tori said who?
A commenter on people.com is commenting their business, not ours. It's like, what are you doing on this entire website? Why are you on this entire website?
Someone wrote 3 years, cheating or fraud. How'd you know, Jana?
Okay,
How'd you know?
now, fucking Jana. I'm clicking other people's stories right now and scrolling through the comments. The comments, they have seemed to... Okay, this is weird. People did not used to have this many comments on stories. As recently as a couple of months ago.
Do you think these are bots?
I think I don't think that's a crazy thing to think, but like, why is people being targeted? Is this like an engagement? Is this like an engagement thing to make it seem like more people are reading your site than actually are reading your site?
I don't know.
That's so weird. I don't believe most comments are real people, but like, it's weird that suddenly People magazine has more comments.
You just can't believe that an article about Alexandra Daddario would get this much interest in general. We are cutting it from the pod. People are commenting all over this thing, and you're saying, I don't believe that these are real people.
Meanwhile, there are no comments on the recently published story, Man Who Held Paula Deen at Gunpoint in 1987 Found Dead at His New York Apartment. What the fuck are you supposed to comment on there?
What are you supposed to say about that?
Holy shit. Ugh. Okay, we'll move on.
What's next? Shailene Woodley dating?
God, a new random guy. She loves to find the most random fucking
but
guys.
that's why I
Milo
love her.
Callahan?
I literally love when she dates someone new because it's always going to be somebody interesting. It's like, okay, he's a random actor who has appeared in...
Well, she picked another TV guy because she was with Lucas Bravo last from Emily on Paris.
Right, and they were launched hard.
Yeah, they were launched very hard.
Maybe she's learned from that, not to launch as hard.
And now she's dating Milo Callahan from the show The Rainmaker.
We cannot confirm they're officially an item, but from these photos, they're seen with their arms around one another and holding hands. At one point, she placed her hand on his butt. Thank you, Just Jared. Like, what? Everyone's a freaking body language expert now.
The Rainmaker is the John Grisham. Like, there was a movie called The Rainmaker.
The Paradise actress. Is she in
Danny
Paradise?
DeVito? Was that the Danny DeVito and Matt Damon one? I think so. But now there's a movie based on it, but it's a legal procedural on USA, taking the place of Suits, like in the Suits vein, starring the guy from Mad Men and the P guy
John
from...
Slattery.
Yeah, P guy from Sex and the City.
Yeah, it seems boring. I am just like another Shailene boyfriend. Maybe he's not as interesting as I thought. He's just kind of a random actor. He's a Brit.
Well, she makes them interesting. That's her power.
I think she makes them insane, but that is also her power. And that's her
but
right.
Yeah, he is British.
That's
her
right.
I want to be famous.
Pancetta, mushroom, tortellini. You can eat smart, still fit in your bikini. I ordered Blue Apron, I've been happy ever since. They sent pre-portioned meals, I don't make no measurements. Saute the pancetta, then I add the mushrooms. Large skillet, cause you can't have too much room. Garlic pesto, tomato paste, Calabrian chili, season the taste. Order Blue Apron today.
Tyler Reddick here from 2311 Racing.
And Bubba Wallace.
You know what's the worst part of a race? A rain delay.
Sitting around waiting for the track to dry is dull.
But instead of waiting, we hang out with Chumba Casino.
Social casino slots, bingo, solitaire, plenty of fun to keep us entertained.
So why let a rain delay slow you down? Play now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Let's Chumba.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, Sal.
Hank, what's going on? We haven't worked a case in years.
I just bought my car at Carvana, and it was so easy. Too easy.
Think something's up?
You tell me. They got thousands of options.
Mm-hmm.
Found a great car at a great price.
Uh-huh.
And it got delivered the next day.
It sounds like Carvana just makes it easy to buy your car, Hank.
Yeah, you're right. Case closed.
Buy your car today on
Carvana.
Delivery fees may apply.
I want to be famous.
Cody Simpson, the singer turned swimmer, is
Mm-hmm.
dating another swimmer. All right, come on. God, the boring continues. Jeez.
No, they broke up.
Oh.
They broke up.
Are the swimming fans devastated?
The singer's sister, Alli Simpson, which is so funny, confirmed the news today while appearing on Australia's The Morning Show. She admitted the pair had moved on, but insisted she still has love for the Olympic swimmer.
Wait, I'm interested in something else. Who's Alli Simpson? Cody Simpson's sister has a podcast and is a celebrity? What's going on there?
Cody Simpson's sister has a podcast called Alli Simpson, and has a podcast called So Alli.
Who is she and why are we so her?
What is up, babes? Welcome to the very first episode of So Alli, the podcast. It feels so surreal to be saying that. Hosted by yours truly, Alli Simpson. And just when you thought you'd seen enough influencers start a half shit mid podcast, here I am, but mine's not going to be shit. Not throwing any shade here, just facts. Anyway, it's been a damn long time coming, and I have wanted to start this podcast for so long now.
She's an ordinary girl in an extraordinary world. I hadn't heard about her until putting this stuff into the doc. So
She's got
no idea.
500,000 followers on YouTube.
Oh, good for her.
Do Australians like her? Is she an Australian celebrity? Is that what's going on here? Oh, she's a singer too. Whoa. Okay, she's got songs like Notice Me and Why I'm Single. Play a little bit of Why I'm Single, please.
See, why? Okay, I'll play some. God, why didn't I dig further into this?
Me
instead
neither.
Of
I
just
feel
thinking
bad.
that
There's
Cody
literally-
Simpson was boring.
There's literally her doing a super bass cover on here. This YouTube is full of stuff. It's full of stuff.
Okay, hold on. Let me share my screen.
Here I am, back where I started, frozen over, broken hearted, chasing shoulders cold as I shield your love or pay the price. It's funny when I put him first. Oh, it's over, and now we're in reverse. When I give them my heart and let them in, that's when it ends. I show them my scars. They open them over again. Every time I gave my love, love left me there to linger. When I give them my heart, that's when it ends. That's why I'm single. That's why I'm single. Play the game.
These songs are all from a while ago.
Simpson appeared on as a contestant on the 7th season of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, which in Australia, which premiered in January 2021. She was also the third contestant to be eliminated. Later that year, she competed on the 3rd season of Masked Singer Australia as Lightning and made it to the final 6.
She was
Wow.
Lightning in The Masked Singer Australia? Wow.
And then she was on The Amazing Race Australia with her mother, Angie Simpson. Let's just say the Simpson kids are like literally the crux. They're only second to the Bindies in Australian culture. Like the Australians fucking love them.
I know your brother was dating Miley Cyrus. Yeah, which is not something I would normally know, but I know that. What's Miley Cyrus like?
I'm a protective sister, but I've also met her a bunch of times and she's been like nothing but beautiful to me, and I'm not gonna like judge on what I like read or see and stuff. Like I'm only gonna go off what Cody says, and he loved what they had.
I don't read gossip magazines, but you couldn't escape it.
They used to get so annoyed, but then it just got to the point where they were like, we just can't look at it anymore. They were practically living together during COVID because they started dating, and then like 2 months later it was like lockdown.
So it was a real relationship or just a bit of fun?
It was a real relationship.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, definitely a real relationship. They were serious.
And I do, I'm sorry for Cody Simpson for breaking up with Emma McKeon. Hope you're going to be okay.
But now we know about your sister, Alli Simpson. Not
So
to
we're
be
gonna be okay.
confused with Ashley Simpson. That's what was bugging me. It's not Ashley Simpson, the sister of Jessica Simpson. It's Alli Simpson, the sister of Cody Simpson. Don't get them confused. Don't get them confused.
Let's move on to, I guess, the most interesting, the most storied relationship news of the week, which is that Pink may or may not be separated from her husband, Carey Hart, for the second time.
Well, okay, when I first saw this, I guess I had the misunderstanding, or I didn't read the entire thing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
People reported that she got a divorce. Okay. Then she was like, as in
people, as in the website, the publication people, just to be clear.
People magazine, who usually are very reliable about stuff like this. Like, they're really like, if anything, they're slow. So they report that. And also Pink and they had broken up before in the past and gotten back together. I remember that. That was a thing. So it wasn't like so crazy or out of thing. And also, I happen to think that Pink is living in New York because I saw her at a play, and I think she's living in New York.
Yeah, you told the story on the podcast.
And it's been proven that she is indeed doing a week of the Kelly Clarkson Show. We'll get there.
Hi, everybody. Oops, I left my refrigerator open. On my way to a beer. So I was just alerted to the fact that I'm separated from my husband. I didn't know. Thank you, People Magazine. Thank you, Us Weekly. Thank you for letting me know. I was wondering, would you also like to tell our children? My 14-year-old and 9-year-old are also unaware. Or do you want to talk about some real news? Do you want to talk about the Epstein files? Do you want to talk about systemic racism or misogyny in sports, or how classy the women's hockey team is, or how 8 of the 12 medals won in the Olympics this year for the U.S. were won by women? Or do you maybe want to talk about the fact that I got nominated the first year I was eligible for the Rock and Roll Motherfucking Hall of Fame? Do you want to talk about my accomplishments, or do you only want to talk about my supposed demise? So, fake news, not true. I fucking hate that term. I love you all. Go with God, and trash news, you can do better. Night, night.
Okay. I thought that when she got mad at People Magazine, she got mad because she wasn't ready to like announce it yet. Like, it was like, no, great, now my kids know because it's being reported in People Magazine. Like,
I thought the same
news.
thing.
I thought it was like, well, news to me.
And
It's
we
like
were
more about privacy. I thought that was the tone, because I've heard celebrities be like, well, thanks a lot, People Magazine. Now my kid like knows this before I've had a chance to tell them it's happening.
One of the greatest PR advice you could possibly give someone: don't say shit. Shut up. Second best, say you messed with your children.
Oh,
say,
I mean,
how dare you do this?
Right.
Because now I don't have the privilege of telling my children myself. You made it complicated for me and my kids.
Right.
And that's what I thought this was.
But turns out, back to the story, she's claiming that they're not divorced at all. That this is just an untrue report. That it's just not real.
Everything's fake. We're still together.
Meanwhile, there's like, oh, Pink is in New York. Pink is taking over for Kelly Clarkson. Oh, Pink's at the Soho House. Pink's doing this. Pink's doing that.
Lindsay Weber saw Pink at a play.
Exactly. In a very recently divorced way is what I'm saying. So I do think that like maybe like people got a tip and then can essentially like use common sense to try and confirm to do this. But I don't think they would report that they're divorced unless they had divorce papers.
I don't either, and I think Pink just set back the clock for announcing the divorce another 6 months.
Me too. And you know what? They didn't take it down.
The truth.
They didn't take it down. Jeff Nelson at People Magazine says
they updated it, but they didn't take it down. They say that Pink is saying that it's not true, but they didn't take away the actual reporting. I think that it's true. I think that they jumped the gun and Pink got pissed.
Mm-hmm. And then people in the comments are like, remember when People was like a good source for news? And it's like, you guys are being, I mean, it would come down if it was not true. They would take it down, or they would say a rep for Pink had no comment. A rep for Hart did not immediately respond. However, Pink posted a video in the afternoon refuting the report, but they're not taking the report down. What's the report say?
Pink and her husband Corey Hart it's the lead. Pink and her husband Corey Hart have separated after 20 years of marriage. A source tells People. It's still up. I think that she's like, how dare you get me like this? I'm gonna fake this now for a few months to make you look like fools, and then announce that I'm divorced from this guy in 6 months.
What's Lainey saying? So this is a weird story taking over celebrity gossip, and it involves Pink. Wait, let's see what Lainey says. I'm curious if Lainey thinks, okay, that's good, great, congrats, yada, yada. But where did that People story come from? This is the mystery. Us Weekly also claimed unnamed sources with the story, and I can believe Us Weekly is pulling a breakup story out of their ass, especially on a slow news day. It is a bit of a slow news week with the Olympics over, blah, blah, blah. And everyone's trapped. Okay, great. Yes. So
we've already discussed this, Lainey.
Yes. So why did people then run with it, claiming their own sources? Again, Us Weekly making this kind of mistake is not shocking, but People is not usually the outlet getting this kind of news wrong. It's just weird. Is bad gossip hygiene finally infecting even the most stalwart of gossip outlets, or does Pink just not want her business out there right now? Honestly, it's the gossip hygiene for me. I'm worried the unclean gossip is spreading. Okay, so Lainey says that people's just getting lazy. I don't know.
I don't want to believe that because it ruins my
This
opinion
is Sarah.
of people.
Sorry, this is Sarah at Lainey. Lainey has
but still,
reporters that are
sanctioned
by
Lainey, published by Lainey.
But it's funny that that's what they're saying. They're saying that instead of she has the opposite take than we do. We're like, we believe People magazine.
Well, the reason
to the death.
People always say they believe
which people?
TMZ. Lowercase p people say that they believe TMZ because TMZ publishes this stuff when they get the actual court documents. So TMZ is who you believe with divorces and deaths because they have like sources within all of these like LA government institutions that like they pay for their to drop the gossip as quickly as it gets published. But this isn't a divorce. This is a separation. So there isn't like there isn't documentation to fall back on like there is when TMZ does something like this because it's just a separation. But I still think I don't want to believe that People is faltering. That's my problem. The other reason that this is, we haven't said much about Corey Hart because they've been together for so long, but that's the thing. They've been together for like over 20 years.
Right.
So this isn't just a random like Alexandra Daddario and her ex have broken up after 2 years. This is like a long-standing relationship. Someone who's been with her through all of her eras, basically. Back when she was like really cool. She's no longer really cool. I like Pink.
I'm just like, the potential of her taking over Kelly Clarkson is so fun. Like, great. Drop in, babe. Get in there. Pinky-oki. And I want them to keep the name of the show, The Kelly Clarkson Show with Pink. I want that to stay the name of the show.
Well, the issue is, what do you call The Kelly Clarkson Show once it's Pink? Do you call it The Pink Show?
You call it The Kelly Clarkson Show with Pink.
Or do you call it her government name?
Alicia Moore Show featuring Pink.
Alicia Moore Show featuring Pink.
No one knows who Alicia Moore is.
I think that like
they call it Pink Live, Pink Daytime Pink, Pink the Day, Days Pink, Pink the Pink Show.
Because like the other mononymous talk show hosts are Oprah, Sherry took over for Wendy, the Wendy Williams show. But like I don't know that you can just call a show Pink. You can call a show Sherry, but you can't call a show Pink.
You can't?
And the Pink Show just sounds strange.
Why can't you call a show Pink?
Because it's a color.
So her name's been Pink for a decade. It's been a color.
Are you watching?
Decades.
Are you watching? But it's like, oh, did you watch Pink this morning?
Yes. Yeah. Why
you can
not?
say that.
Sure.
You can say that. I just feel like
want.
I just feel like the marketing team is going to have a big task on their hands if and when Pink becomes the actual host of this show.
I think they should call it Pink.
Just Pink?
Mm-hmm.
Do you stylize it with the exclamation mark as the eye?
Yes, obviously.
You do that? Okay.
You do that.
And in lieu of Kellyoke, do you do like a gymnast, a sort of like a trapeze event?
No, I think she's still going to do Pinky-oki.
She's still going to sing? She does have a great voice.
She's great.
And Pinky-oki is a good word.
And honestly, too famous for us to be covering like this. But I'm still doing it because there's nothing going on.
Well, it's more of a media story than a them story. Yeah, I'm just intrigued by the idea of people devolving.
Yeah.
Because it makes me sad.
Next, the sexy actor playing JFK Jr. is not only married, but having a baby.
No, had the baby. The baby's around. The baby's
not
here.
Not only married, but had a baby recently.
And guess where he shared the news? On Kelly Clarkson's show. To Kelly Clarkson.
But not to Pink, because she wasn't there yet.
I heard this is your first talk show, like officially.
This is my first talk show.
Oh my God. I feel blessed. I heard you also, this is even cooler, you just became a dad.
I did.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Are you tired?
A little bit. Yeah. That's like an understatement for sure.
I know. They don't sleep for a minute, and it's super fun.
And did he drop the hyphenated name after Love Story premiered? Like, did he just drop the hyphenated name? I think so.
Did he hyphenate his name with his wife's? Or?
I don't think it was in his Instagram bio until recently, because I would have noticed that when Love Story premiered. And
I don't think, is it in the credits of the show? I don't think so.
No.
But it's in
the
his
show. I think his SAG name is still Paul Anthony Kelly.
But he added his wife's name on his Instagram. All right, that's nice.
Wojciechowski. Yeah.
People are just like, whoa, he's a real person.
Mm-hmm.
He's reminding everyone he's happily married, says the top comment of the photo of him and his wife on Instagram. Well, you know, sometimes new hot people show up and they be married already.
And I do find the idea of hyphenating a name when one of the names is a little strange or like harder to pronounce and the other name is kind of like as basic as Kelly. I like that as a hyphenation.
Sorry, I was just reminded of when on the Traders reunion, when Rob Roush just said they asked if he was single and he was like, I have a girlfriend, I've been dating her for 2 months, and Andy Cohen was like, I'm sorry, you just became like America's heartthrob and you just got decided to get a girl, you're getting in a relationship. Sorry. The idea, if you become a heartthrob, it's your job to be unmarried, to be you know what I mean?
To go back 2 stories to Pink and Corey Hart saying that People is a liar, we have the actual inverse of this, which is that 2 stars of Bling Empire, the Netflix show, who got engaged not even that long ago, I think in November, just a few months ago. No, September. So just a few months ago, Kevin Creeps and Devon Diep got engaged, splashy engagement. We're on a show together. We knew each other before Bling Empire, but then like after the show, we actually started dating and now we're engaged. Isn't that exciting? To announce their broken engagement, they told People, okay, so they sent the exclusive statement to People and said, after much thought and reflection, Devon and I have decided to end our engagement and move on towards separate paths. This was not an easy decision. We care deeply for one another and we will always support each other, blah, 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 blah. We asked for privacy. The way that they announced it on their socials was by screenshotting the People story and posting it to their grid. So it's like we have this legitimization of People as a news outlet where you get the truth on relationships. Devon and Kevin said, if we're going to do this, we have to do it right. If we're going to do it, we got to do it right. Let's tell people they're real. People believe People. And then not a day later, people
who need people
may have gotten it wrong. Capital P people may have gotten it wrong with Pink and Corey. They're still trusted.
Do you think is People in its flop era of reporting?
I don't want them. I don't believe it. I refuse to believe
what the
it.
hell are we going to do? You know what I mean? Like, what is nothing is real, right?
What the hell are we going to do?
I don't mean we, I mean like as a people.
No, I know.
Okay, so is that the whole story?
That's the whole story. What's Rita Ora up to?
What was she wearing? Where was she seen? She posted what on Instagram? She's the Who Queen. Tens of people want to know all about the number one Who. Lindsay, Bobby, tell us now. What's Rita Ora up to?
Who is this woman?
She's filming The Descendants, so she's in her red wig.
Yeah,
because she is the Red Queen.
She's the Red Queen, and anyone under the age of 10 will know that to be the case. She's in her Red Queen era. She's filming again. Where's Brandy? Brandy's there somewhere.
Brandy's there. I think the video of Brandy and Rita running into each other is like the cutest thing in the world. I just like that they are actually friends. Like any reminder that Rita Ora is actually a cool girl that people love hanging out with warms my heart.
Because it's true.
I'm
because
being
we've been saying it for years that she's a cool girl. So the news is that Rita Ora is just back as the Red Queen, which I would argue is her biggest acting role to date.
Yes. And she's also, if I put in every single one of the photos from the slideshow that she posted yesterday, which was captioned, so many different personalities going on here, and I'm here for them all, because she is the queen of the basic caption. Like, it's always, like, AI could never write a Rita Ora caption, because they're always, like, they're basic in a way that's, like, just uncanny and uncomfortable almost.
Mm-hmm.
But in this 12-photo slideshow, there is a photo of her in the recording studio because she is working on more music. Which is
these
exciting.
photos of them strolling in Beverly Hills I just feel like they're such a swag couple. She's got her little short blonde bob, a little hat. He's got his beanie. He's got his wired headphones around his neck. She's with little short shorts, a shirt that just says Hollywood. Like I'm just like, okay, I just feel like it's very chic. They're very casual, but they're very chic, you know?
They're chic.
As a couple. All right, is that it?
That's absolutely it. We need your calls. Call in at 619 who
We
them
know
to
bad.
leave questions, comments, and concerns because it's been a slow week and a half, okay? And we need your questions. We need your comments. We need your concerns for our Friday episode of Who's There. So call in. Thank you to Katie and Eric of The Who's for providing our Rita theme song on Tuesdays. Thank you to Timmy, our research and editorial assistant, for researching and editorializing. Support us on patreon.com/weekly for bonus episodes, a Discord server, commentary tracks, and more. You can also get the audio only on Apple Podcasts. Just click subscribe within the app. We're doing more over the Patreon. We just did our first live stream last night at the Actor Awards red carpet. We're doing newsletters every week. We're having fun over at the Patreon, so check us out. And we'll see you on Friday. Have a great week. Goodbye.
See ya.
You will dream it.
Yo, they wanna know.